Welcome back to Let's Talk Harlingen. I'm Mayor Norma Sepulveda.
And I'm Cassandra Concilio.
We're here to keep you updated, informed, and connected to your city.
Let's get into it.
And in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Harlingen, welcome back. This is episode 7, and we have a great episode in store for you. Cassandra, let everybody know, what are we doing today?
This is our super fun commission meeting recap. So this episode is where we talk about everything that you guys did and approved and talked about in the commission meeting. And thankfully, you guys did not have a marathon meeting last night. Thankfully, it was relatively short. Can you tell us how long it was?
Yeah, it was a couple of hours. For us, if we get home before 10 o'clock, I'm good. And
Check.
yesterday it was before 9:30. So I think it is a win. I'm not complaining because we've had some, like you said, marathons that go past midnight. So I was happy, that we didn't have that much on the agenda. So we should probably get through this really, really quick. You were there, and
I was.
you saw the proclamations and recognitions that we do at the top of the hour. And so I do want to share with our viewers the most adorable dog. He is our pet of the week. And can we get his picture up for
Yes.
everyone? Just look at that.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
goodness. Nugget.
Nugget the bloodhound.
No. Nugget the basset hound.
Okay, so I'm not really a dog person or animal person, and I will say that I was at the meeting last night and I actually saw him and I took a picture of him. And so for a person that's not really like that animal oriented, I guess, for me to take a picture of him and to actually like talk with his handler, he was very attractive, a very healthy guy, and he should be
Yes.
ready for adoption soon. So he's there right now.
Yep.
And so if anybody feels the attraction to this,
I think you are, Cassandra. I don't know.
oh my goodness, I think I took on a lot today. I will go visit him. I'll take him a pack of food or a bag
Aw.
of food. I don't even know how you feed it. I don't
Somebody
even know.
somebody doesn't have dogs, but I will say, as a dog mom, right? I guess I could say I've
Yes,
got
you are.
3, Maverick, Gunner, and Goose, and I think that they are absolutely adorable. But I will say, I hope they don't hear this, right? They're not watching the podcast, I don't think. I hope not. But Nugget was probably the most adorable dog I've ever seen because he's super cute. Came in walking with his little strut, and just
Everybody
amazing.
in the audience was like, "Oh," and I think that you could hear it on the recording where literally in unison, a choir of, "Oh, how cute," and he just, like, waddled in. It was adorable. So, Nugget is at the Harlingen Animal Shelter, and so go maybe you feel inclined, anybody listen to this, go check out the animals there and
Yes.
Nugget as
And
well.
all his friends.
And you also have a business of the month.
Yes, so we do this. It is the second meeting of every month, and this meeting we recognize the State Farm Insurance. Tito
Hey.
Resendes has 2 locations here in Harlingen. There's an awesome video. Go check it out on YouTube. Our media department did a fantastic job, and just real proud of Tito because he's such a champion of small businesses. And so we're excited that we were able to recognize him. And it's just, something that's fun to do. And you can always see all of the businesses of the month on our YouTube channel.
Great. And Javier de Leon and the Greater Chamber of Commerce got a certificate of recognition as well. So, congratulations to the Greater Chamber of Commerce. They do a fabulous job
Yes.
of helping small businesses. The red coats are there all over the place. They have ribbon cuttings, they have
Yes.
so much fun stuff going on. So, if you're not a member of the Greater Chamber of Commerce, you can go sign up today. And it's fun. I mean, they're really great people over there. They're awesome. So
Yes.
congratulations to the chamber. And of course, you guys did a proclamation as well for a special department. Tell us who the July 2025.
Yes. So we did a proclamation for the month of July, 2025 this year because it's Park and Rec month. And I know that we had Christina on
Yes.
I don't think it was episode 3 or 4, and she told us about all the great things that they do with the Tu Salud Si Cuenta, but they don't do just recreation. There's also the park side. So it was really nice just to kind of honor them. They all came dressed up really nice to get their recognition.
They deserve it.
They do,
They have so
because
much
it's like
going on.
1,000 degrees outside, and they're the ones that are putting in the hard work. So it was super, nice to be able to recognize them and give them an opportunity to sit and relax in the nice air condition instead of being outside. But so that was great, and that wrapped up pretty much our proclamation and presentation this week.
I know before we get into your consent agenda and all of the action items, I want to invite everybody to Downtown at Sundown that's happening on July 19th. It's a Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. on Jackson Street. Please come down to Downtown at Sundown. The downtown department does a fabulous job of putting this event on. It's a nighttime market. There's live music, there's food, there's fun. It's just a great market that everybody needs to go to, and it's free. So remember to go to
Yes.
Downtown at Sundown on Saturday, and they're gonna have Desert Bloom playing.
Ooh, nice. I can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I love to take Evan, my little one. He just loves shopping down there. But before we move on, it wasn't necessarily a proclamation or presentation that we are doing for the community. We actually were recipients of a certification. Do you wanna share with our
Yes,
viewers?
we're so excited to announce that Harlingen is now a music-friendly city designated by the Texas Music Office. So this designation in the fanciest blue
Drum
folder
roll.
that you'll ever I don't know if anybody can see me through this. Let me reach over here. This is the fanciest thing I've ever received, a blue folder that shows us that we are now a music friendly city. And this means that we are the 87th city in the state of Texas that is going to, that we get to say that we're music friendly. And we are music friendly because we have lots of free concerts. We had a seminar today, and we're going to continue having educational seminars for those that are venue owners, event space owners, and even if you just have a restaurant, a coffee shop, anybody that plays live music, that's a venue according to the state of Texas. And guess what? They have $20 million, $20.2 million that the Texas Music Office has to offer all of the venues in the state of Texas. And so we want to tell everybody in the city of Harlingen, if you have somebody playing live music in your place of business, you can apply for these grants. So that's so much money on the line, and they got to apply, and we're going to help them get that money.
And so for people that maybe
Did
don't
not know.
understand,
Yeah.
grants are
Free
free money.
money.
So if you have a business in Harlingen, you have live music, you've got one guy playing, you got 20 guys playing, you have stage, you don't have a stage, there's opportunity, and they could potentially get some monies that are free, and they can
Yes.
learn about this at Visit Harlingen.
Yes, so we will have the link to the Texas Music Office. It's a long acronym. It's called the Texas Music Incubator Rebate Program, so TMIR.
Really just free money.
Yes, but there's it's such a wonderful group of people that work at the TMIR department, and Jacqueline will walk you through the application. She will help you get there, and if you're missing something, she will say, okay, one of the requirements is to have a storage unit for or storage area, right? Doesn't have to be a unit, doesn't have to be anything.
Space.
Space for musical instruments. She said, I don't care if there's she said fax machine, but I don't think anybody has fax machines anymore. But
I don't
so
know.
what I'm saying is that the requirements, right? She will help you get there. And so the
That's
Texas
awesome.
Music Office, we will have all that information at Visit Harlingen, Texas on our Facebook and on our website as well. So please, if you have anybody that plays live music in your place of business, we want to help you get free money, and it's out there. So you know what? We are helping people get money from the government.
I mean, come on. Yeah, you
We're
heard it here
here.
first.
Yes.
This is what we want to do for you is to help you make sure that your business is successful and that we are encouraging our business owners to really embrace our local talent here. And before we move on to our next item, which is our consent agenda, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to you, Cassandra, because I
Yeah.
know that you worked really, really hard to get this certification for our community. And, the commission has high expectations for staff, and you really delivered on this one. And so
Thank
thank you
you.
on behalf of the commission and the entire community and all of the artists in Harlingen, because now
Thank you so
we are
much.
officially a music friendly city. So
Yes, thank you so
thank
much,
you.
Mayor. We are hopefully going to be getting other designations, and I don't want to spoil anything, but we'll get some more. And
And you'll hear it here first.
yes, you're gonna hear it here first. All right.
So let's move on to our consent agenda. Like we mentioned last time, consent agenda items are things that generally we don't talk about in the commission meeting. So this wasn't really technically spoken about because it is unanimous consent and we automatically
Agree.
just agree to it. And it's because free money, right? Grants, grant money. And so there were two items on the agenda, items E and F of item 7, and these were grants that we are authorizing Gabe to accept, and Gabe is our city manager. We want him to accept these grants, and it's for a total of $900,000 for the veterans in our community, and this is for home improvements. There's about $500,000 in that bucket, and then another 400,000 for all types of things like childcare, dental appointments, mortgage payments, rental payments, any kind of services that veterans need. Now people can take advantage of this, and we have it here in Harlingen, and we want people to apply.
So the veterans can apply where? How can they get this money?
So over at the Launcie Hill department, and that is Sandy's department,
Yes.
and she can help. They just need to call over there, talk to
Great.
her or anyone in her department to be able to apply. And they really walk them through it. If you're a veteran and you're watching this, or you have a loved one that's a veteran, I bet you there's assistance. And when I went to Austin I went with Commissioner Bettis and Commissioner Kinsley. I brought them with me because they're vets, and I knew that they would,
Backup.
yes, I mean, we've got 3 veterans, and we thank them for their service, but they were serving the constituency, when we went over to Austin begging really for this money because we were not recommended for funding. They were not gonna give it to us. We went over there, we asked for it, and they gave us actually more than we had, originally asked for. So it's really important that we, get the veterans in our community to apply for these funds because if we don't use them, we
We lose
probably won't
them.
get them back. Yeah, so it's important.
So all the veterans in the community need to go to the
G.
CDBG
I
department
always say
in
Sandy's department, the
yeah, so but it's
CDBG.
called the CDBG and it's located in Launcie Hill building and they will walk you through the application.
Yes.
They'll help you get these monies and please veterans, you got to do it. You got to go get that money
Yes,
because you deserve it and we thank all of them for their service.
absolutely.
The next section is the staff report section, and the engineering department went very, very in detail. And I
Yes.
love that because sometimes the departments work so hard and they're not able to, write a report this big that gets told to the public. But this very in detail department, thank you so much. Their projects and their presentation will be on the website. So
Yes.
if anybody in the community wants to know exactly what's happening in their district, they can go onto the website and they can say, okay, these are the future projects happening. Sometimes we get a comment or sometimes we get an email that's like, hey, why aren't you working on X?
Right,
Well, X is already in a list, right? They're in a queue of it's happening, but there's only a certain amount of people that are in that department or.
right.
So sometimes it's really important for the community to know, yes, we are aware of the situation and we are working on it. And this is a great way to put it out there.
Yeah, they did a great job, but yes, like you said, it was very, very lengthy. But good thing is that this is our commission recap, but we're doing the deep dives into all the departments, and we'll invite engineering department, and they'll talk about all the great things that they're doing. But like you said, it is there on the website, and so people should go check it out because it's a really, really good, informative report.
So thank you to the engineering department. And then we went into the public hearing
Yes.
section. And there's always a public hearing on items that you guys post or that are put on the agenda. But this time there was nobody. Nobody talked in public hearing.
Yes, and so that's the thing, hopefully by having these, this podcast, we invite people to our city commission meeting. They're the first and third Wednesday of every month. And if there's something that piques your interest over, reviewing the agenda, and if there is a public hearing, we want people to come out because we want to hear from them. But just for an example, yesterday we had one, two, three, five public hearings. No one signed up. So we opened the public hearing
And it boom,
and
closed.
they were closed because nobody showed up, and but that's okay. We just continue to do it because it's all about opportunity. As long as we give people the opportunity, we are checking off what is required of us, not only by law, but we also want to be engaged with the community. So hopefully, we get some people watch this podcast and they get interested about what's happening around Harlingen. But yeah, now we can, I guess, move on to the ordinances, which are action items.
These are fun. I think these are fun because you get to call a vote, and I
Mhm.
wish you had a gavel.
I
You
do.
do
I
have a
have
gavel?
2.
I never heard you put it. Do
So
it. Slam it.
I you know what? I'll do it just for you, Cassandra.
Is it pink?
I have a no, it's not pink. I have, just a regular gavel. Actually, I have 3, to be honest. So when I was sworn in, I was given a gavel. Senator Lucio actually came to see me when I first, got sworn in, and he brought me these yellow roses.
That's
It was
sweet.
adorable, and a gavel that is ginormous. But I feel like that just, it's special. So I got moved that into the mayor's office, and the gavel that I have there is small. If I need to use it, I will, but I haven't
Maybe your
had.
voice is authoritative enough.
Maybe. I don't know, but I do have one.
You should just, like, bling it out and have it there,
I
like, in the
will.
front.
I'll do that next just for you.
I'll get my glue gun now and bling out your gavel.
I'm gonna
All
get
right.
some, I'll put the, stickers for our music-friendly city on the gavel. How about that?
Oh, well, they need to go somewhere. So, good idea. Also, I know that we extended a waiver, for some time here. So, this one is exciting. This one is consideration and possible action to adopt an ordinance on first reading, amending the previously adopted ordinance number 2025-26 to extend the waiver of certain permit fees within the city of Harlingen caused by the recent state of emergency. So this is I didn't even read the whole thing. They're super long,
Yes.
right? They're very long captions. But can you explain to me what this waiver is extending?
Yes. So during the March flood, there was, a lot of homes within the entire region that were impacted. And unfortunately, that means rebuilding, right? And we worked really hard. It took some time to get the FEMA declaration, the presidential declaration, and get those resources to our community. But now, at the Harlingen Convention Center, FEMA is there and assisting all of our flood victims within the city of Harlingen, and really the entire Rio Grande Valley can go to the Harlingen Convention Center. But because FEMA is still issuing checks, right, for rebuilds, we want to make sure that the city is doing everything that we can within our
To
power
help.
to help. And so immediately in March, like before we had our first commission meeting, I got with the city manager and said, we need to help our community. And so we drafted a policy that was later formed into an ordinance, which is this one, to waive all of the building permit fees for people that are building due to the flood that happened. And so those were set to expire. And so we at the commission wanted to make sure that we extended it. So it got extended to September 30th, 2025 to coincide with FEMA because it took us a good while to get them here. And so even though we had the fees waived, people were waiting for their insurance or waiting for FEMA. And so this is gonna take care of that. So I'm happy that we're able to do that for our community.
So that deadline is September 30th, 2025. FEMA is still at the Harlingen Convention Center. If
Yes.
you were holding off or didn't really know if you qualified,
Right.
I think it's worth it to go out there and ask.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And even if you did have insurance, it doesn't hurt to go see if they can fill the gap or any information. If you're a person that needs that face-to-face contact
Yes.
instead of the 1-800 number and things like that, it's a great opportunity for somebody that is needing that help.
Awesome. Well, thank you to FEMA for still being here. Thank you for extending that deadline. And
Yes,
everybody just go
go do
try,
it.
right? Like
Yes,
just check it out, see if you are um going to qualify.
right,
Now we're going to talk about there are some places in the city that the city does not necessarily maintain and does not necessarily or we can't, right?
right,
But there is no big poster board that says this is not ours, right? The city there is really no designation of that sort.
right.
So in order to show, right, to in good faith, right, that we're trying to keep our city looking pretty. I know you get a lot of emails and texts and calls like this is not in good conditions. Tell us something that you worked on or you and the city manager are working on to fix this.
Sure. Yeah. No. So this is something that we've been working on for quite some time now. Yes. If you drive around the city of Harlingen, you will notice that things that are maintained by our staff. they look great.
Yes.
We love it. And then there are other areas, especially across like alongside the expressways, that grass is overgrown, and it's not a good look for our community. And so I get a lot of emails, lots of calls, text messages, believe it or not, saying, "Hey, we need, Harlingen needs to go clean this up. It doesn't look nice for our city." And trust me, I drive on the expressway to get to work every day, and so, I
You
live
see
off
it.
of Stewart, and so I see it, and it does bother me too. I want our community to look beautiful, and so we do what we can within our limits. But when you see areas off of the expressway that are overgrown, or there's trash, or just doesn't look like what we expect it to look like, or our expectations that are high for the community, the city of Harlingen does not have the jurisdiction and does not maintain those areas. So it's
Got
not the
it.
city of Harlingen. Anything off the expressway, or these areas that are under the jurisdiction of the state under TxDOT, we have to, in order for us to try and maintain those, we have to negotiate
With
with the
them.
state to say, let us help you. And
Yes.
so that's what this is about. This item
Yay.
is to We've already been in these negotiations for some time now. We've been working on this for almost a year to get this. And so we are at the stage where now our city manager is going to be able to get those contracts signed. It's a maintenance agreement between the city and
TxDOT.
TxDOT to be able to maintain those areas. So now our guys can go and do it because, believe it or not, without permission, you can get in trouble for doing
Oh,
that. Just
no.
like over on the railroad tracks, you'll see where the grass is nice and clean, and then right near the tracks, there's a bunch of overgrown grass. That is the railroad, right? And so, we don't have an agreement with them yet, but maybe we
Yet.
can work
I
on
like that
that.
word.
But yes, and so just, this is a learning process, and we're gonna learn a lot here together on this podcast. Just to give you an example, different ditches, drainage ditches and stuff around town. How many in the city, percentage wise, do you think is maintained by the city? And I know you
Well,
don't know, so I'm
no,
putting you on
I
the
don't
spot. What do
know.
you think?
I do not know.
Out
So,
of 100%, what do you
which
think?
is whole.
Yes.
And so, out of 100%, how many do we maintain the city of
Yes.
Harlingen?
Mhm.
Probably like 25% of them.
You are, my friend, almost, spot on, but it's about 22%.
Well, it went over
So,
Prices Right rules.
yeah,
I
that's
missed
it,
it.
you missed it. I don't know,
Ouch.
but really,
22%.
22% of all the drainage ditches, that around our community are maintained by the city of Harlingen, because we have drainage
Wow.
district number 5, drainage district number 3, we've got irrigation districts, we have all these different entities. And so that is, so people will call and say, "Hey, this ditch hasn't been mowed," or this, and there's all these issues, but it's like, is that a city of Harlingen or is it not?
That's what I'm saying. We need to put like pink flowers here, purple flowers here. Like
Yes.
everybody needs to have their own designation so you know who to call up so they can fix
So that
their
they, right. But
areas
you know what? We are working
together.
collaboratively, and so
Yes.
the drainage districts here in Cameron County are working collaboratively with the city staff, and so we have some agreements in place with them, and not on this agenda, but was on a previous agenda. We're going to be working with them to get those things taken care of too. But just food for thought, right?
Right.
But I want to circle back. We kind of went over this just real quick. Items, the action items on 10B and C, those together were voluntary annexations. And what that means is that the city has grown about 136.5 acres that were annexed into the city at the commission meeting, because not because the city said we want you
They
to
didn't
come
take it.
in to the community, but it was these individuals said, we want to be part of the city of Harlingen, and so will you accept us? Instead of being county, we want to be city. And so we do all our checks and making sure that this is something that would be good for the city and that we are able to do it. And the commission approved, of course, unanimously. And so, welcome to Harlingen.
Welcome. 136 acres to the city of Harlingen. So we grew. We're
Yes.
getting bigger, better, badder. We are.
I
I think
like
it's
that.
awesome. Welcome to
The triple
Harlingen.
B, bigger,
And
better, better.
also, they were not stolen lands.
It is not stolen land. So just key or not
Keyword
keyword, right, is voluntary.
voluntary.
Yes. And I'll just say I live in a neighborhood in the city of Harlingen on District 5 that was not always the city of Harlingen. It was county and it was annexed, but it was not voluntary. So there's a whole history of how that neighborhood kind of fought it. And I think that
The
now they're
Battle of
probably,
District 5?
yeah, they're
I didn't know
probably,
about it. I
yes, it is.
didn't.
Well, this was a long time ago. You were definitely not at the city at this time. Neither was I. And I didn't live in the neighborhood at the time. And just to give you an idea, I've been in my house for over 10 years, and this happened way before I moved there. So, but there was a time where cities could do that. That doesn't happen anymore. So it says a lot about the city of Harlingen that we annexed 136 acres yesterday, and those were voluntary. So people want to be in the city of Harlingen.
Awesome. Do we have any more in the pipeline or
Well, we've done over 500
Oh,
acres or so
wow.
since I've been in office. So I like to say people want to come because maybe they got,
Maybe they know you have a pink gavel
yes,
on the
yes,
way.
a blinged out one. But
Oh,
yeah, that's kind of, like I said, it wasn't a long meeting. We did have an executive session. We had an item, and some people might want to know, like, why do you go into executive session? Well, we had an item that was on here that the city attorney asked for us to go into executive session. And sometimes these are confidential attorney-client type of uh,
discussions.
discussions or negotiations with businesses or other entities that want to come into the
Secret
community.
projects.
Yes, projects. Yeah, and I will just say I can't share much, but we went ahead and moved forward with what it is that we discussed in executive session, and it is great for the city of Harlingen. And as soon as I am able to share all those details, we will. But I will just give you an idea that it is something that everybody will be really
Excited?
excited about, and it'll help everyone in our community. So we're excited about that.
Yay.
And so typically, executive session can go for a very long time, but so this was really quick too. And that's why I got home rather
Early.
early. And so that's
That wraps
that's
up
really
the July
it.
16th meeting. Well, I think we're learning a lot as we go, and I feel that the community is also learning more. And so the more you learn, the more you want to become involved. And so there are still some board appointments you have open and able
Yes,
here. So that's kind of like the last thing you guys do
right.
would be board appointments. And so if you are interested in what we're discussing and learning more and doing more, reach out to your commissioner, see if there's any appointments that they have
Please.
open so you can get involved. And
Yes.
so I think we have an exciting week coming up next week. I think we have a fun little coffee with the mayor, right?
Yes, we want to invite everyone to Coffee with the Mayor. It is going to be on Wednesday at 8 a.m. at Richard's Restaurant over on Commerce Street. I'm excited about this one because he's going to be providing to our guests pan dulce and coffee. So if you don't want to hear me speak, but you want free coffee and pan dulce courtesy of Richard's Restaurant, then come on out. But really, we have a special guest, Chief Alviad from the police department is going to be there, talk a little bit, and maybe Nugget will be there
Ooh.
because the Harlingen Animal Shelter is also going to be on site with a couple of pups looking for their forever homes, and so we just we're going to be there if you feel in your heart that you want to come adopt a pet, you could do it there or donate food or blankets or anything like that for our shelter animals. That would be really, really appreciated. It's going to be a great time, and that's Wednesday at 8 in the morning.
Morning.
Yes. Yeah, so I will be there and have my last time you said you had 3 cups of coffee. Maybe
Yes.
I will see if I can outdo you this time and I'll do
Oh,
4.
the coffee competition continues. Well, I've been like doing just C's or all B's today. How fun. Well, yes, we invite everybody to July 23rd, Coffee with the Mayor. We invite everybody to the Downtown at Sundown this
Yes.
Saturday. We'll see you out there. And thank you all so much for listening to the commission recap meeting episode. And so we're getting really into the details and I love it. We're learning and we're growing. The city's growing. Hopefully not me, just the city. All right. Well,
No bundles for you on Wednesday.
no, but we'll see you guys around town.
That's it for this episode of Let's Talk Harlingen.
If you like what you heard today, make sure to subscribe on our YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts.
We've got more conversations coming your way.
Let's talk again soon, Harlingen.